gains! 2 gains! Okay, so about 6 months ago, when I got that beautiful Raphael Frankenstein, who I still think is my favorite because there's so much weird stuff going on in that sculpt with gauges and stuff packed into this shell on the back. That video is somewhere in the archives. I think it was like weird figures I picked up. Fun video. Go back and watch it if you have some free time. And I said in that video, based on that figure, to grab him, because even though they're only doing one every few months, and we didn't know where they were going with the line, I felt once this whole line was out, if you didn't grab it, you were going to regret it because you'd have to go back and buy stuff at a higher price. Do I stand by that statement? I do not. And we're going to get to Donatello in a minute, who is hands down my second fave after Raphael's Frankenstein's monster. I do not have Casey Jones as Phantom of the Opera, which I felt was genius because they both wear a mask. The missteps come. Let me get him onto the review diorama. The missteps come with April not having a screaming face. I know that sounds petty, but this is such a boring figure. It's just Judith Hoag with a wig on. They put no effort into the face. She's not making... That character, Bride of Frankenstein, who they just released, has a screaming face. The second head they gave us is a normal resting bitch face. Needed more emotion. Just don't do it then. Don't make us buy... Don't make completionists buy it if you're kind of half-assed. I don't know if they half-assed it. They didn't. It was a boring figure. I didn't mind Leo as the Hunchback. I know a lot of people wanted Dracula or the Wolfman, which I get it. Would have made sense. But I think that Leo is fun as the Hunchback. Where they made the biggest mistake was making Splinter Van Helsing. That should have been Shredder. They need... Every group, every toy needs the enemy to fight. They're the ones that look like they're completing the wave. Now it's done, and they have Splinter as Van Helsing. Splinter is going to hunt his boys? Doesn't make sense. Shredder should have been Splinter. They whiffed on Bride of Frankenstein. Do I like the line? Yes. Am I going to complete it? Yes, because I'm only 2 figures away, but I just got to spread it out. So that's where they misstepped, in my opinion. Raphael is my first pick. I would still grab him. If you had to grab one, I would grab him. We're going to talk about Invisible Man Donatello right now. First off, you get a handful of hands. I'd rather have more head than hands. I do like these clear feet you could put on there if you want to have more of an invisibility look, and that's what I did. I have the invisible hands on there as well. No, I didn't do that. What the heck am I talking about? The other feet are wrapped with the toes that are still invisible peeking through. I might use these, though, because like I just mentioned, the more to make him look invisible, the more fun of a figure it is, because that's who he is. I don't need... That's a fist hand. That's a half grabby hand. That's a reaching out hand. They have a pointing hand. I mean, I don't know if I'm in the minority. Yes, 2 extra heads. No to 1, 2, 3, 6 sets of hands. I mean, I don't know. Bring the price down and keep your hands. I do like this microscope. I do like that book. The staff is well detailed. It did not come with this. This is from that Beast figure, which this microscope would also look cool with. Needed to come with this. I'm going to use him for that because Beast comes with 2. Love this figure. I love the dry brush and the white The white they put in that stitching in that coat is gorgeous. The purple scarf I really like. There's a lot of nice little details here. It doesn't pose that well, that's why I'm just not even going to bother. This figure isn't about posing. What I don't like, though, this clear, see that white, isn't that nice? It really makes a plain figure a real subtle touch of, like, paint. Makes it pop. I wouldn't have went for a clear shell. I know they wanted to have fun, but this isn't a toon figure. This is more realistic, if that makes sense. I would have had the shell bursting through this jacket and the jacket like tearing. That would have looked so much more like grounded in reality and gritty. I don't know. And the pizza's floating. What's in his stomach? He undigested his food and ate the pizza. I think it detracts from the figure. I really do, but you're not going to see it anyway. It's going to look like this on your shelf. I do like that book. It's cool. You can use that for like Doc Nocturnal or something if you want. And the glasses come off and he has clear eyes, which is really cool. His other head is completely clear. If you really want to go for the Invisible Man look. It's something, you know, it's funny. I love the Raphael Frankenstein for all the detail. But I love this Donatello because the detail that is there is just so good. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Do you need this whole set? I don't think you do. If I were going to have one, it'd still be the first one I got. That's the Frankenstein Raphael. Take care. Have fun.